Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to New York State Bridge Authority meeting, October 20th, 2016. And today we have our monthly agenda. To my left here, we have the Executive Director, Tara Sullivan. We have our Commissioner. We got dental signs there.
Apparently not.
Turn the signs around. Our other Commissioner,
Whatever his name is.
Roger Higgins, our Commissioner Henry Stanton, our Attorney, Carl Whitback, and our Director, Joe Ruggiero, and myself, Richard Jerkin.
Sit on the wall with everybody else.
I said it right.
Sure.
Oh, I'm sorry. Executive Director. And we have all our lovely department heads on this side. We have our lovely ladies on this side that fill very valuable roles in New York State Bridge Authority.
Here, here.
All right, and saying with that, a motion to approve the amended agenda, please. Everybody has two amendments on it. One amendment relating old business update on TTI, AAP, feasibility study. Second?
Second.
Any discussion on the amended agenda? If not, someone make a motion to approve the agenda as amended.
So moved.
Second? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Alrighty, first adopt the regular board minutes of September 15th, 2016. Second?
Second.
Discussion? If not, roll call. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Next, Administration and Human Resources, Robert.
Good afternoon.
How are you today?
Good.
I have one item under administration. As part of an ongoing strategy for disaster recovery for our IT systems, within the administration department we have an IBM server, an AS400, that hosts our financial package and our Kronos timekeeping software. And I'm proposing that we procure a backup server for that, since it does run critical daily functions. It's something I've had in mind for a while because it is a single point of failure. But in past years, the solutions for that have been somewhat cost prohibitive, either to have those services hosted outside of the authority or to have a high availability system. The cost of computing was very high. And quite honestly, the IBM AS400 has always been a very stable platform. However, it is a single point of failure, and if we were to have a physical loss in the IT building, we would be without a server. So the cost has come down over the recent years quite a bit, and servers are available on New York State OGS contract, and we're looking to locate the server off-site at one of our other facilities and put it on our network so that should we have a loss, a catastrophic loss, we could take our data, load it on that server, and then just point our network to that server. So it's a total cost of the server and the installation costs for the IBM vendor that is on the OGS contract, Serious Computer Solutions, for a total cost of $42,287.42, and that includes 3 years of IBM maintenance support on the server.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Any questions for Robert?
I was curious. This had been on an earlier agenda and was postponed. Was there a change or something?
Yeah, we had to have SCS come in and do a survey of the existing environment, and there were a couple of items, a couple of line items that they needed to add to their quote, and I didn't want to have an inaccurate quote, so I just waited and I let Francine vet it with them because I didn't have the technical expertise to do it at the time. So
excellent decision.
She did that.
So testing to make sure you can do the actual backup, that's not part of this contract, that's part of a disaster recovery test plan?
Yeah, we would do, right. Our IT folks would have a disaster recovery plan to test that, and we would do that. We would do a fire drill periodically to, take our
And is that part of the acceptance of the system, or? Will you do that before you accept the system from the vendor?
Yeah, we're doing one fire drill with them and then
Okay.
Right.
that would be it.
Any other questions? If not, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you, Robert.
All right, thank you.
Next, Mr. Wright.
Good afternoon.
How are you?
Very good. Yourself?
Good, thanks.
First up, our general consultant contract is coming due the end of November, and so we went out to bid in the New York State Contract Reporter for proposals to be our general consultant and provide inspection services. 21 contractors picked up the RFP, and we got 2 bids received. Majeski and Masters came out as the best qualified and best cost of the 2. They've been our general consultant for approximately 50-some years, and we have a good rapport with them, and we'd like to recommend them for the next 3-year contract.
Jeff, just a technicality, I noticed you used the term bid, and your cover memo uses the term bid, although the resolution, these are really technical proposals, they're not bids per se. We shouldn't let the public get confused about that,
Okay.
okay? You gotta be careful when we use that term.
Somebody move them, please.
So moved.
Diane, question?
I didn't understand Harry's comment. I just wanted
Yeah,
to
yeah,
clarify the difference between a bid and what the other.
You're allowed to purchase certain items on the basis of a technical proposal, where you need not give it to the lowest bidder.
Oh,
If the
okay,
technical
got it,
proposal is
got it.
usually engineering services, other kinds of
Got it,
consulting
got it.
services, okay? But if you use the term bid, people expect you to automatically go to the lowest cost proposal.
Yeah, for this, we
You should
have
be careful.
a matrix that we go through that includes things like experience with other authorities, experience with the bridge authority,
I'm
long-span bridge
familiar with how you
experience, you know.
evaluate RFPs.
But
so-
cost is still a piece of the
Absolutely.
matrix,
Mhm.
but
Okay.
In this
not
case,
the-
you
it's
won
not the
both.
sole source.
Right.
Yeah.
In this case, you got both.
Okay, thanks for the
Well, the other thing,
clarification.
Harry, what you said, is cost is not the sole requirement.
Right.
It's most responsible bidder. correct?
Most responsible bidder is exactly what you said.
All right, all in favor, say aye.
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 Next,
I have,
I moved it, and
Diane
I thought
second.
Diane seconded it.
Second.
Up next is
You
a
want to do it fast?
we got,
Up next, we are proposing a second contract extension for the SHUP's system-wide fiber maintenance services. Initially in 2012, we gave them the contract for a 3-year contract with potential 2 additional 1-year extensions. We've had 1 extension so far, and we're proposing a second 1-year extension.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
discussion. All in favor, say aye.
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 Next,
Next up is fees for the CAPS Easy Pass equipment maintenance. The CAPS contract is negotiated through IAG, and for this particular resolution, they hadn't billed us for the 2015-2016 term, so that's part of this in addition to the 2016-2017 term. So the total amount is $52,240.32.
You should make them squirm a little bit.
so moved. Second by
Second.
Harry. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Next,
We had a topographical error last board meeting. We had the resolution that said it was the BA project 2015. It should have read 2016. So this resolution is just correcting that typo.
So moved.
Second.
anybody want to talk about the 15 or 16? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Last.
Next up is our third quarter accident summary report, I think, right?
Yes.
Yep, okay.
Sorry.
There are no, there's only one accident that requires further investigation. There was a rear-end accident on the Route 9 exit ramp from Mid-Hudson eastbound. It's been an area that's had a couple of cars slide a little bit on that ramp. Although the speed limit is posted appropriately, and most of these cars have not been doing the speed limit, but we are looking into getting some grinding of the pavement over there so that the traction may be a little better, and so that we don't have so many sliding accidents there. The other thing to note here is the prior accident where the semi-truck traveled up on the concrete ramp on the on-ramp from Route 9 to Mid-Hudson. We're working on a contract now is being designed to move that concrete barrier out of the way more so that it will give trucks a little better shot at making that turn. I guess other than that, the accidents are pretty in line with a typical quarter.
Any questions? Nope. Next.
Engineering jobs in progress up at the Rip Van Winkle Bridge. The railing and pedestrian walkway replacement is going on schedule. The contractor right now is waiting for additional railing to be delivered, and as well as sidewalk panels. The work will probably resume in late October, beginning of November. Walkway over the Hudson, the railing rehab project is nearing completion, expected to be done by the end of November. Mid-Hudson Bridge, as mentioned before, we're doing emergency repairs to the joints. Work should be, we have about 5 to 6 more nights worth of work to do. That'll be done in the next, hopefully, week and a half or so. The roof job at Mid-Hudson here, the old admin building, is 90% complete, and the roof here at the office building will start probably in early November. Newburgh Beacon Bridges, Majeski Masters is designing the 9W deck raising down there. I just approved the draft engineer's report, so we're moving forward. Another contractor continues with the shoring work at the Newburgh Beacon North Span.
Jeff, that 9W crossing, is that in our jurisdiction or the state's jurisdiction?
Yeah, we're in charge of maintenance on that.
Well, we have a maintenance agreement, but it's a state road, but we have a maintenance agreement. Gotcha.
Move to accept the jobs in progress report.
Second by who?
Second.
Second.
2 seconds. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Next, Brian.
Good afternoon. First item up is the monthly investment report. There were 7 investments during the month of September. Those are reflected in the investment inventory report. The maintenance reserve fund stands at a balance of $46.2 million. Investment yield for the month remains stable month over month, July to August.
Move to accept the investment report.
Second.
Questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, next item up. Annually, on October 21st, the authority's workers' comp insurance expires. We look to renew. This year, we're actually fairly fortunate. While last year we had lost, or our upfront discount was reduced to 30%, this year, due to improvements in accident experience, they've again offered us the 35% upfront discount. Our salaries have gone up year over year associated with contractually obligated wage and salary increases, but the big factor in driving increased rates this year was on one of our larger payroll categories, that being bridge operations. The state insurance fund's rates have increased 23.5%. The 5% reduction associated with the upfront discount was no match for that increase, and unfortunately, although our overall accident experience has improved, our experience modification, which calculates losses on a 3-year lag, did deteriorate by 1/100th of a point. Overall, we're expecting a projected cost of $508,697 to be paid to the state insurance fund. It should be noted that at this meeting, the board does not approve the actual amount that is expended for workers' comp. They're approving the rates that will be applied to actual payroll expenditures. The final amount that we'll pay to the vendor will be determined after an audit at the end of this policy period.
So moved.
Second.
Questions? All in favor, say aye.
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 Last up, the Accident Review Committee report for the third quarter of 2016. There were 84 accidents on authority facilities in the third quarter of 2016 as compared to 78 in the previous year. Really the first time this year where accidents were higher in the current year than the prior year. There was one accident involving an authority vehicle, a seasonal employee down at Newburgh that's outlined in my memo. On a year-to-date basis, the authority had 196 accidents as compared to 231. Overall, obviously, the favorable winter weather in 2016 has helped considerably. This report is for information purposes only. No action is required by the board.
Any questions regarding that? If not, thank you, Brian.
Brian, just like you said, the authority had 196 accidents. We had 196 accidents on authority property.
On authority
Yeah, we weren't involved in 100.
That is correct. I apologize.
The first time I read that. Oh, I see.
No, we're trying to cut down.
No information technology reports. Next, bridge operation. Scott?
Good afternoon, everybody.
How are you?
Good. Well, we have one item today for board approval. That's the Transcom Open Reach program. That's the interface by which we post traffic conditions for New York 511. The amount is $12,219.81.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Questions? Roll call. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you, Scott. Reports by our Executive Director, Mr. Ruggiero.
We have the Executive Director's monthly expense report, which has nothing in it.
You lead a very dull life.
I am. That's why I got the job after Gavin. September 2016 traffic and revenue analysis report and the Easy Pass sales analysis report for the board's consideration.
That's it? Any presentations?
Well, do you have Tara on the
Okay.
historic bridges?
Okay,
Quite all right. The board is actually meeting, the Board of Trustees of Historic Bridges of the Hudson Valley is meeting right after this meeting. We will be welcoming Commissioner Harry Stanton for the first time as one of our trustees. We have been looking at the skywalk updates, following up Jeff's report on what's going on with the sidewalk, which will, be part of the skywalk, so we can keep track of that. And the interpretive signage is researching and designing underway for the Rip Van Winkle signs. We're working with the Bureau of Historic Sites, which is part of the Parks Department. And Kathy Burke, our director, made a presentation to the Mid-Hudson Teacher Center. And I copied the press release on the back of this report for everybody to take a look at. And that's it.
Talking about that, the meeting went very well from what I hear.
Yeah,
Feedback
very well
I received, and we're very enthused about going to the different school districts and creating some excitement there to come see what we have.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Great job.
Thank you.
No presentations, old business, an update on the TTI-IET feasibility study. Brian?
Okay, we wanted to update the board on the progress of the AT feasibility study. TTI has commenced work on the project, and at this time we're scheduling a survey distribution to try to assess patron behavior and how we can improve the experience for patrons. Is how we'll be going out the door with it on Thursday, November 17th through Saturday, November 19th. The authority anticipates distributing, in the neighborhood of 52,000 surveys. It is anticipated with a 30% response rate. We will see approximately 25,000 responses over those 3 days. The authority will provide to patrons who bring the card back to the booth free passage on that day. It is anticipated that that will cost approximately $40,000 in revenue. Once we reach December 19th, 1 month from the last day of survey distribution, we will no longer accept the surveys for free passage. In order to obtain free passage, the patron must bring the survey back to the booth, a full-service line.
Any questions?
We'll have a copy of the amended, the final version of the survey, the board meeting, so you see what will be handed out in November.
We will bring a copy in November.
You should just think about whether you're going to need an extra toll collector.
We're going to staff up to go and deal
we
with
talked about
any
that
issues
today.
that we'll have. Okay, as well as the authority is preparing training materials to be distributed to all staff, as well as, in addition to that, TTI will be going and bringing staff to our facilities to assist in coordination.
Any other questions? Brian, thank you very much.
Thank you.
New business, everyone sees a copy of the New York State Bridge Authority News. It's on our desk. Tara and your staff, you did a great job. It was very colorful, very informative, and I would suggest that you read it. There's some interesting tidbits in there. Thank you. Also, we want to welcome Tom Scallione. Tom, new member of the staff, chief of staff of the New York State Bridge Authority. Wish you good luck, and I'm sure you'll do a great job. Thank you very much. With that, attorney-client privilege, we have anything, Carl?
No, we don't.
No, we do not. Motion to adjourn.
Move.
Second.
Second.
Next meeting, all in favor say aye. The next meeting is November 17th at 3 p.m. at the New York State Bridge Authority here. Thank you.